My name is Andrew Vasquez. I'm the project manager for Revent Builds. So I'm usually handed the contract for each project as soon as we break ground. From there, I organize all the different trades, kick off each phase. For instance, foundation, I would review the plans with them, making sure we're setting forms, handle all inspections, and then that goes throughout the entire project. Working directly with the clients, scheduling, and just a lot of planning. So yeah, from beginning to end till complete finish out, I am in charge of. So you have the new construction and you have the remodel. So a lot of different things that we run into, even in new construction, with the architecture and the engineering plans that they come out with, sometimes they don't always match up. So there's a lot of problem solving and working around the design and having to revise the engineering plans just to make sure these houses are built sound. But that happens all the time. And then in remodels, especially because you run into things that you really didn't plan for, definitely structurally. So there's a lot of problem solving engineering wise with the framing, with electrical, things like that. I would say I prefer new build, starting fresh. The remodels definitely are more intricate and they do take longer because you're dealing with existing structure. You're just running to a lot more things that take time. For instance, just the engineering, because a lot of time the house is put together when you make the plan and do all the engineering. So the engineers are making assumptions on which way like trusses are running and where they think load-bearing walls are. So everything changes sometimes once you really tear the house down and strip it and you really expose it. The good thing about our setup is we've been working with all our subcontractors for 7+ years. So we have a lot of teams that are very self-accountable. For instance, our plumbing company, before we kick off a rough in, we walk it. We walk the entire plan. We mark everything on the walls. We have like clear direction, like what needs to happen, and there's an agreement. And then they do it. So it's great. Yeah, there's always times where we plan to have certain phases done, by schedule, and when things get pushed back, it affects the next phase, the next company. It's a happy balance of pushing them because we want them to do really good work. You don't want to push them too hard and then you don't get a good result. The biggest thing for me is just keeping the projects on schedule. And there's just some things that are out of your hand when it comes to like either materials or missing a deadline, and then that pushes the next team to start another project, which then when we're ready for them, they're not available. So then we have another delay. So those things happen sometimes and it hurts, but we have so much work. I'm always busy. For me, I think the number one thing is I can't be every place at one time. So it's definitely people management and problem solving. If I had to be at a job site for every little issue, I would lose my mind. It wouldn't work. What's crazy about like construction is these projects are always moving. So yeah, every day is different. We're this much further ahead on different phases of each project. So yeah, things change like rapidly, very rapidly. So I go from foundation and then I'm right into framing, and you got to change your mindset now. Instead of dealing with rebar and forms, you are now hanging beams and building a house, and then you're going right into electrical and plumbing. So things are rapidly changing while you're still in different phases on other projects. It's definitely mentally challenging. It's pretty cool. The big thing is scheduling. So for each project, we have schedules that are out, 10, 12 months. So we have outlined already every single item that needs to happen during a project. I would say going from small bathroom remodels and kitchens to just graduating to like full on custom homes to massive remodels. So as my projects keep getting bigger, the engineering and like the build out, they just keep getting more intricate, and sometimes it's like I cannot believe like I'm on this project, and those are the times where I feel like we are progressing. How's it going? All right. Before we were starting landscaping, I said make sure this underground is ready to go. This underground pipe right here has been replaced the correct size, but starting like right in this area, it's only a 2-inch. So it needs to be upgraded to a 3-inch, starting here all the way to the panel. So very delicately, they're gonna dig by hand and get over to the panel, replace the pipe, and put everything back like it never happened. It's just gonna be some grass. and we have grass. So we'll throw the grass back when we're done, and thank God we didn't have to rip up this driveway.
So like the electricians have been working on their own corrections list here. And if you look at the panel, going up to the panel is a 2-inch pipe. They should have already had the knowledge when they're working on a panel, knowing that this is more than 200 amps, that this pipe that's coming out of the ground, they don't have to see what's underneath here. All they had to see was the conduit right there. They should have known that it's 2 inches. This isn't correct. Like,
The inspector, he looked at that.
literally the inspector walked up, immediately looked at it and said, this is 350 amps. This needs to be 3-inch or 4-inch. And then he basically, after that, he just knew that incompetence was at this job.
With the electricians.
Yeah,
But now we know. Now we know. Dude, we've been in the trim out stage for over 2 months. Like, I've been asking them to get that thing hooked up for over 2 months. It was one of those learning lessons that will never happen again.